Hello, so this video is just going to be a short little snippet on what our class is going to be like in terms of its organization. Because of a new rebuff schedule, possibility of shutdowns at any time, and just kind of a general sense of uncertainty, I want to have every class operate very consistently. This is going to be new for me, so I will need help with this, but we can make this work and make this become a positive experience. So I'm going to go in and look at kind of a first day of actual lesson stuff. So this is the plan. We're going to have notes on word problems. And this first section heading here, you're going to see in OneNote before you pop that down, is what we're doing that day. There won't really be anything written here. This is just going to be kind of blank space. But that first day is just the section header is just to tell you what that topic is. You can cross-reference that with the class calendar. And this class calendar will be the same calendar that you will see in your Google Classroom feed. I'm actually going to open up the class calendar that I'm using as a template before I copy it over to my different class periods. That way, you can get an idea for what this class calendar may look like for you. It's very simplistic, and it's just what we are doing on that day and when the major tests are. We've actually planned out the entire first semester. So that's just to get a sense of where we need to be and where we're going to land and what's going to happen. But you should be able to see exactly when your chapter tests are once that calendar gets populated into your Google Classroom feed. Now, let's say that on the 14th of August, this calendar says that we're doing 1.9a word problems. That's going to be the same as this second day, 1.9a word problems. The bell ringer is something that I will either type or write, and that's a quick 5-minute problem or something to work on while I'm getting the class organized. We have to take attendance. You guys need to get situated and settled, put your devices away, at least the ones that you're not supposed to have out, those kinds of things. That should take fewer than 5 minutes and really needs to be quick. And this will either be projected on the board, or if I'm not ready to yet, you can go ahead and pull it up on your device. Basically, you should be able to pull OneNote up in seconds on your phones or on your computers. And I know I just said putting devices away, but there is an appropriate use for some devices in class, and we're going to be more on that. After the bell ringer, we're going to do the class notes for the day. Sometimes there will be a handout. In this case, there will be, and you will have that handout in advance. My plan is to pass out an entire chapter at once, so we're not constantly just passing paper out. You can take these notes on paper, the paper that I pass out. Those of you with devices that have a stylus or pen input, you can take them directly on your page. One of the ways you can do that, and we'll get into this a little bit later, is that you can copy these class notes over to your personal binder in the class from the content library. They will be in your content library, and then you can write on the page directly on and keep your notes that way. I do have students that prefer to do it that way. Then we're going to have homework questions where I will actually, I know that the first day we probably won't have homework questions, but maybe I'll just go to the second day. And the homework questions for the second day would be the homework questions from the day before. And I will actually write down on the screen what all of these are, what questions happened in class. So number one, whatever occurred. And that's to have record of that for those that either aren't there or just need to go back and see them. I will be looking at the collaboration space to determine what questions you may have. So this was in a previous video, and you can see here in that space, this is where you can actually put down what questions you have. So during the bell ringer time and during any sort of thing we're doing that, during the bell ringer, this is a great place to actually just also make sure that you have your questions down so that when we get to homework questions, you feel like you're heard. So I will write down all the homework questions we have. I'll be looking at the collaboration space to see where you may have recorded some of your questions. Back over here, this is where I'm going to write them down. Then don't be nervous about this. We're going to have a daily quiz. This daily quiz is going to take no more than 10 minutes. They will be short. Usually it's going to be me writing a problem on the board or on this, and you're going to do them on your own paper. You will also submit them by scanning them to OneNote. You're not going to be turning in this paper because I need to be able to get this back to you quickly and we need to not be worrying about stuff that might be on the paper a little bit. So that's a quick way to do it, and I'll explain more on how that is. But that's where that space is going to be. You're going to have an exit quiz. I will write it down, and you're going to upload it to your own binder. Finally, the assignment. So this would be the assignment for that day. At the top, you'll see where the problems are and what you have to do. This is the only place where the assignment is recorded. It's not going to be in the calendar, and that's a change for me, but that means that it's consistent. There's one place to look for all that, and that's here. You can see that there's a scan of the book. You need to physically own the book to be able to access the scan. I mean, you should. You should have a physical copy of the book. I would keep that physical copy at home so you don't have to drag things back and forth. But know that you will then also have a digital copy of it here, as well as an answer key right below. Sometimes the answer key is at the end. So if I'm scanning book pages, I'm pulling the back of the book here. If you see this key thing underneath, that means that that was a key that we typed up because we put in some even answers for you as well that aren't appearing in the book's answers. So just know that in general, you kind of need to look at both spots just to make sure, but there will always be a key provided for you. That I can promise. So given that, that's the JLE structure that you can expect: bell ringer, class notes, homework questions, exit quiz, and then finally an assignment. So hope that helps you kind of figure out what's going on with this.